Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Abu Saki bin Lutful Hassan. I'm from Group 7, Section 6.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Shakib Shah Shomik. I'm from Group 7, Section 6.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Ayman Hisham.
Hello there, my name is Muhammad Said Rahman.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Abu Saki bin Lutful Hassan from our lab group 7. So I will be presenting the video of this part of the lab. So let's go to the second question that says jump to level L1 if either bit 4, 5 or 6 is set in the BL register. So let us open our code. That is okay. So here this is the value of the byte, and then we will move the value to BL and we will test the BL, and then we set our register to L1, and the register L1 that is we have set JNZ that says jump if not 0. So that says if the value is 0, then this code will be executed, and jump as it said jump not 0. Then if the value is not 0, then this part of the code will be executed. So we build our project and then debug. It shows that the code runs successfully. So we'll move to the next part of the question. So now we will be moving to the next part of the question that says jumps to level L1 if bits 4, 5, and 6 are all set in the BL register. So let us open our code. As we open our code, here it's the value given, and then we will move the value to BL. Then we will compare this BL value with this BL value, and then we have set our register. Here we will be comparing our command given as compare, and our register here L1 here it says JE that says jump if equal. So after comparing, if the value is equal, it will jump to this part and the code will be executed and ended. But if the value is not equal, then this code will be activated and this code will run, and the value of BL will be set to 0 AH. So let us build this project and then debug the question, and it runs. So that proves our code is actually perfectly running. So we will then move to the next part of our video. For this part of the video, it says jumps to level L2 if AL has even parity. So let us open our code. Here it shows the value given. Then we will move the value to the BL, and we will test both the BL, and then we have set the register L2 as JP, that is jump even parity. So if the parity is even, this will be activated. This code will be moved to this part, jump to this part, and this part of the code will be executed and the code will be ended. But if the parity is not even, then this code will be executed and the value of AH will be moved to BL and the code will end. So first let's build our project, and then we will then we will debug. After debugging, it runs smoothly. So this part of our project is okay. So we'll be moving to the next part. So for the next part of our project, that is question number D, that says jumps to level L3 if EAX is negative. So for this, let us open our code. Here we'll first move this value -4 to EAX and also add -1 to EAX. So here we have our register L3, and the command here is JS, that says that is jump if signed. So by if sign, we are here trying to prove for the positive there is no sign, but for negative it has signed values, the sign value. So if the value is negative, then if the value is negative, that proves it is signed. So if signed, then it will be moved here and the code will be executed and ended. But if the value is not signed, that means the value is positive, not negative, then this part of the code will run. That will move the value of AH to the BL. So we'll go to the next part of our video. For the next part and the last part, last question of this part is it says jumps to label L4 if is the expression EBX minus ECX. So we'll be subtracting ECX from EBX and then is greater than 0. So let us open our code. So here is the code. First, we have taken EBX. We have given this value to EBX and given this value to ECX. Both are different. And then we will be subtracting ECX from the EBX. And after subtracting, we will compare the value of EBX to 0. If the value is 0, so compare the value to 0, then we have here this L4 register, and the command here is JG that proves if jump if above. If above means if the value is above 0, after comparing the value is above 0, so this will run to this part of the program. But if the value is not above 0, that will prove it is less than the other number. So if it is not above, then this part of the code will run. That is move AH to BF. And this was for the part B of our lab 5. Thank you, and I will end the video here.